Hey everybody, Mark Walters here with BigFanboy.com, and I am once again talking with the very lovely Amy Acker. We're here at the USA Film Festival for Much Ado About Nothing. And it's great to have this here in Dallas. I mean, because you obviously, with your roots here, you know, it makes a lot of sense for you to come back home and bring this film to the masses.
Yes, so. I don't know if anyone gets to see it who doesn't know my dad, because I think he's told everyone he knows to come tonight.
Walking from theater to theater and saying, listen, make sure that you're at Much Ado.
Exactly.
My daughter is phenomenal. That type of thing. So, well, I mean, you know, we talked at South by Southwest, and I know this was kind of a fun journey for you guys to do this thing. The thing I love about it was just kind of the sense of almost like this family-like, you know, you getting together with Joss and like Joss just kind of calling in all of his friends and shooting in you know, his wife's house and all these things. And it just seems like this has got to be like the most fun way to make a movie, because it's not Hollywood at all.
It really has been, and it's kind of been inspirational past that point, because there's projects that we have that friends have written, and now everyone's like, let's just do it. You know, it's probably easier to do when you're Joss, but it definitely makes you feel like it's possible, that you don't have to have someone tell you it's okay to do something.
Right. Now, obviously, I mean, you have a comfort level with Joss, but when he approaches you for something that is Shakespeare, you know, was initially there kind of that maybe a little bit of a daunting feeling? I mean, Shakespeare, anytime when you're an actor and you have to tackle Shakespeare, there's always kind of that thought of, oh my God, I don't know if I can pull this off, you know. But.
Well, I mean, I still feel that way, but luckily it was we had done these readings at Joss's house where he would invite people over, and we would have a glass of wine and food and sit out on his patio and read plays. And we had read Much Ado before with Alexis and I, and so when he called and said, I'm going to make a movie of Much Ado, I think in my mind I thought we would just sit around in his backyard and he might film it with his iPhone or something. Yeah. So I didn't have that sense of panic that I should have, because I don't think anyone knew what it was going to be, but we just knew we loved everybody who was participating, and luckily having Joss behind it and directing it, you feel like you're in pretty good hands.
Yeah. But what do you think about the black and white aspect? I mean, like, obviously that gives it a real kind of noir type feel, you know, which I thought was very unexpected, but I really enjoyed seeing it that way.
Yeah, I mean, that was when he said, I want to do Much Ado. He was, the first sentence that came out was as a noir. Yeah. You know, he was looking at other noir movies and drawing from that, and so the black and white seemed to be, it really does fit, but at the same time, when you're shooting in 12 days and you've got everyone bringing their own clothes from home, and you know, it also added a cohesiveness to the play that I'm not sure would have been there without the black and white. But I can't imagine it any other way. It really, to me, it adds to the feeling of the movie and the story.
Well, yeah, because you're taking this classic story and bringing it into kind of a modern day setting, and so it is sort of a nice little, it's like a throwback in a way. Like
it's
the fact
kind
that
of
it is
timeless, I guess. It makes it feel that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lady at South by Southwest who afterwards, she was like, it was in black and white? Like, she didn't even notice it all.
Really? Oh, well, that's fun. Yeah. So. That's how you know a movie really transcends, you know, the style in which it's shot.
Yeah.
One of the things we did talk about at South by Southwest was the fact that this was a very collaborative process, in the sense that, like, if some of you was having trouble or trying to like go over their lines, and you guys were always kind of like helping each other out. Who stumbled the most out of everybody in the cast?
Probably me. I
find that
I don't know that there really wasn't anyone who was struggling. I mean, I didn't ever get to be in scenes when Nathan was there, and I know he was the most hesitant about doing it, but geez, if that was him stumbling, then I think as soon as he decided to go for it, he was in. So I don't think there was anyone who was holding anyone up by any means. But everyone, like you said, just worked together, and you know, Alexis had done so much Shakespeare and just
And I'm sure he was able to bring advice to that.
To everyone, to Joss, to anyone.
Yeah.
And Joss would be like, what is that? So it was, but we all just kind of would lean on each other, and every corner of the room was filled with different people reading lines and working on what we were shooting the next minute.
Yeah.
So.
I think one of the things that this really lives or dies by is the chemistry between you and Alexis. And even Joss was saying at South by Southwest that, there's something about you two when you're on screen together that it just kind of comes alive. How do you find that? What's the process? I mean, do you guys get to, is it just through rehearsal, or is it just one of those things that you just find yourself kind of in this symbiosis of, there's like a magic to it? I mean, how does that work?
I mean, I think if you're acting opposite Alexis, then I'm not sure that anyone couldn't feel that way. He's just so, I don't know.
He's very
as a
charming.
person and as an actor, everything, it's just, you just like want to like sink into him. He's just, I don't know. I think he's pretty easy to fall in fake love with.
Fall in fake love. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing movies with Joss, and when because you guys have such a rich history together, is it kind of reached that point now where you have an understanding between one another to where it's not like walking on the set with a director you've never worked with before? I mean, you guys are like old hat together. You've worked on different movies, different TV shows.
I think the whole cast of this kind of, everyone who he brought in has that same shorthand with him, and that he knew that he needed that making a movie this quickly. And so, we definitely, I mean, he just knows the right things to say and can change performances dramatically by coming and whispering something in your ear. So, and you can see it. You can see it in other people, and then you're like, oh, I should listen to what Joss says, because that just made that really cool. So, yeah.
Well, and also like when you, let's say, go into a project like Cabin in the Woods, which is kind of this, I don't want to say silly, but it is silly. It was kind of a silly, fun horror movie, but like you go into something like that, it's obviously a very different mentality from what you approach a character like this for. So how do you get yourself in that mindset of, exactly how to play that role? Like, is there a process there, or is it more of you just kind of working directly with Joss and figuring out how this is going to play over?
Yeah, I think, after he called and asked Alexis and I if we wanted to do it, within a day or two, we were sitting down at his house and were reading the play, and I think we kind of were just all on the same page about what we thought it would be. And he had heard us read the play a couple of years before that at one of the readings, so he was like, this part of what you did I really liked, and this made me think of this. And I don't know, I think his direction or his writing, or in this case Shakespeare's writing, but it just seems clear. And the thing about this play that also Joss has that I admire, and is another reason that I love to work with him, is that it's not one thing. It's like there's slapstick comedy mixed with tragedy, mixed with sadness, mixed with deviousness. It's got everything, and that's how it is working with Joss. You do an episode of something where everyone's stone talking to a puppet, and then you got, it's just like, you never know what it's going to be, and so you just have to like feel confident in the character and let them live the different aspects of what's written.
Since you brought up your parents, what did your parents think about this, or have they not seen it yet?
They did. They drove to Austin,
okay.
So
What
they
did they
got
think
to see
about
it. They were very happy. My mom was crying the whole time, so it was
great.
really embarrassing.
That's terrific. And they'll be there tonight too, right?
My dad is
Your dad?
here. My mom's actually in LA. My sister had a baby, so she's helping her out. So
Yeah. Well, I really love talking to you. You're always so nice and fun to talk to, which makes it that much more fun when I see you play like evil characters, because I know it's totally not you. But nevertheless, Amy Acker, the movie is Much Ado About Nothing. Check it out. If it comes to a film festival near you, you guys are going to other festivals.
Yeah.
So if you don't get to see it here in Dallas, you will have another chance. It's great. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
Thank you.